Hey, what's going on? Daniel here. Welcome back to another video. I am coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, where internet is currently kicking my butt. And as I was going through the motions today, just struggling with the internet and trying to get on my calls and get some work done, I had an idea to make this video, and these are the pros and cons of being a digital nomad. I know that's not something I have talked about a lot on this channel. It's mostly been about the lifestyle and what I'm doing in certain places and just showcasing different places that I've been in. But what really goes down in the day-to-day life of a digital nomad, I want to share with you in this video, and I'm going to share with you the 3 pros and cons of being a digital nomad, what you can expect to go through. And without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into it. So let me just start with the cons of being a digital nomad, and that's exactly what I've just experienced for the last 2 hours or maybe the entire day, and that is internet. Now, this is the least of the problems of being a digital nomad, but internet for me is really key to what I do, to my work, and to pretty much how I get my calls and how I make money while I travel. And that's one of the cons that I've experienced while being a digital nomad. In some places I've experienced great internet, like for example in Albania, Mexico City, in Turkey, all of these places I've experienced great internet. But I have been traveling Nigeria now for the last 7 weeks, and it's not been great. I mean, I've been spending way more than I should be on the internet because I keep roaming my phone, and that costs me a lot of money. But the last couple of days I have not been doing that, and I've been using local internet, and that's been really busting my ass. And that's one of the things that you need to keep in mind if you are thinking about traveling. Now, let's go to the second con, and that is fleeting relationships. Now, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. As much as you travel to places, you have a lot, you make friends, you meet people every day. You should also realize that these relationships are very fleeting. You will make friends today, the next day they are gone. And this sometimes weighs on you, because if you have a physical residence where you are every single day and spend long amounts of time in, you are likely to make more friends, to be invited to things, to have stable friends that you can share with, moments and time, so you can spend time together. And one of the things that I do to combat this is to spend long periods of time in the places that I go to. Last year, for example, I spent an extended period of time in Republic of Albania, and the same thing I did with Mexico. And I've spent the last 6 months of the last 12 in Mexico City, and now I am in Nigeria. I've spent the last 7 weeks here, even though this is where I was born, this is where I grew up. But coming back here, since the last 7 years has been really liberating for me, because now I see my home country more like a tourist. So that is really good for you. So if you're thinking about becoming a digital nomad, or you want to start traveling the world, I think a good advice would be for you to incorporate long-term travel into your routine, so that way you can spend more time, enjoy the people, meet more friends, stabilize yourself. And that way traveling becomes less of a chore and more of an adventure, more of a story, if you will. So that's the second con. And the third con about being a digital nomad is kind of related to the second one, which is you not being really grounded. Now, what do I mean by that? If you travel a lot, you will not be grounded. Sometimes you will feel lonely. Sometimes you will feel like you're losing, your mind at times, because you spend a lot of times by yourself. You spend a lot of times going to new places, meeting new people, and sometimes you might feel like you're out of shape, or maybe you're just not having a solid routine. And this is one of the things that I experienced myself, because you have to go to a new place, maybe sometimes learn a new language, and these are some of the things that people deal with every single day that makes travel maybe not worth it. Not everybody is going to be able to travel long term like I do, or like so many people do. But if you want to do that, you should also consider that you might be missing a lot of time from your friends, from your family, from important dates that you probably spend with family and friends. So you keep this in mind. You will not feel very grounded. And again, one of the reasons, or one of the ways through which you can combat this, is to spend a long period of time and to make solid friends while you do that. So these are the 3 cons of being a digital nomad. It's by no means exhaustive. There's so many things I can talk about, but these are things that I have experienced personally. Now let's go to the pros of being a digital nomad. Now, the number 1 pro of being a digital nomad that everybody talks about is the freedom lifestyle. Now, this for me has been the most important thing that I've enjoyed in the last 1 year plus that I've been traveling is the freedom lifestyle. Before I started traveling, I was in a very dark space. I was in a very, bad mindset. I was working so hard every single day. I mean, not that I don't enjoy working. I do enjoy working when I do the things that I really enjoy, the things that inspire me every single day. But what I was doing prior to traveling was not something I saw myself doing for the long term. I was working in sales, and if you know anything about sales, you know that this is a grueling profession. You have to be there every single day, sometimes Monday through Sunday. And the fact that I'm able to learn a new skill, a digital skill that allows me to travel without having to be tied to an office or a typical location just gives me the sort of freedom that I've been craving for a long time. So if you're a digital nomad, chances are you are probably working remotely or you have your own lifestyle business. The freedom lifestyle that it offers you, that you're able to, buy a plane ticket and be in a different location or be in a different country, in a heartbeat. It's something that you cannot get with any form of lifestyle. So if you love that kind of lifestyle, the freedom lifestyle, being a digital nomad will definitely afford you that. And that's something that I've enjoyed over the last 1 year. Now, the second pro about being a digital nomad is that it forces you to be intentional about your life. Now, intention is something that a lot of people lack when they leave life. They tend to just go with the motions, look at what other people are doing, friends, family, the peers at work, and they kind of model their life, after what other people are doing, or make other people's achievement a yardstick for measuring their own progress in life. And that's something that doesn't happen when you start traveling, because not only does it exposes your mind, it improves your worldview. You start getting more confident in yourself and your ability to exist just by yourself. And that's one of the things that I've experienced myself, because now that I'm traveling a lot, I'm seeing a lot of people, I'm meeting people, I'm hearing a lot of stories. It's putting things into perspective for me, and that has ultimately led me to be intentional about my lifestyle, about the kind of life that I want to live. For example, before I started traveling, when I used to have my sales job, I was making a lot of money, well into the six figures. But since I started doing this, of course, I have been making way less money than I used to make back then. Of course, it's still enough for me to do whatever I want to do right now. But the fact that I can choose what I want to invest my time, invest my money in, that's given me a lot of freedom. It's made me think about the things that are more important to my life, and not just run after things, or just have this consumer mindset where I just consume everything and I do not think about giving back into the world. So if you are thinking about being a digital nomad, one of the things that you experience is that you're more intentional about your time spent with people, because you know that these people may not be there tomorrow. So you live in the moment and you spend time with the people doing the things that you love. So being intentional is a second pro about digital nomadism that I love so much, and I think anyone who's thinking about it will be interested in as well. Now, I think the third pro about being a digital nomad is that it lets you get closer to the things or to the people that matter to you. Now, that may be counterintuitive, or it may sound so counterintuitive, and that is because for me, the fact that I can be with my family anytime I want to. For example, I've been spending time in Nigeria for the last 7 weeks. This is the most time that I've spent with my family or with my friends in the last 6-7 years, because being away abroad, living in a place like the US, the idea is that you go there, you work your ass off, and you make some money, and you come back home maybe after 30-40 years. Sometimes people don't even come back home. They spend years not seeing their family. But when I visited Nigeria, a year ago, I felt like I have missed out on a lot of things. My sister graduated high school, I wasn't there. My mom was getting older. Of course, I did lose a sibling, which really hurt so much, and I wasn't there at the funeral. All of these things were results of me being a workaholic, having a lifestyle that is bound to a location, or that isn't that doesn't make for a lot of freedom. So the fact that I am a digital nomad right now just gives me the opportunity to say, you know what, I want to go home and spend some time with my family. I want to spend some time with my friends. In fact, I'm in my friend's apartment right now in Lagos, Nigeria. It's so gracious to me to let me stay here while I'm here. This is the first time that we spent so much time together since we graduated college. I don't know, 7 years ago. And I am so grateful to have this kind of lifestyle, to be able to be with my friends and family and to be able to spend time. And that's what, being a location independent professional or, someone who lives a digital nomad lifestyle allows you to do. Of course, you want to be out there traveling countries and seeing all of these beautiful places. But what we don't think about is also this side of digital nomadism that says, you know what, I want to go back home. I want to spend time with my family while still be able to work, while still being close to my laptop and being able to make money and not lose anything in terms of my quality of life. So these are some of the pros and cons that I see as being a digital nomad. I know there's so much out there that you can attribute to digital nomadism, so many pros, so many cons, but these are things that I consider important right now that I can attribute to my life as a digital nomad over the past 1 year. So if you're thinking about it, please do not throw away that thought of being a digital nomad. There's so many good things that can come out of it, but of course you have to remember that there's so many downsides that a lot of people don't talk about, and that is why I made this channel, so I can talk about these things. Anyways, my name is Daniel, and if you've enjoyed this video in any way, you can subscribe to this channel, consider it, and also leave a comment, like this video. And I want to mention as well, if you are looking to become a digital nomad, you're worried about visas and all those things, I have a link down in the description. It's to a visa service that I use personally. It's called iVisa. They help you in processing visas and passports and everything that you might need to travel to a country that you haven't been to before. Just click on the link in the description. It takes you to the website and you can make a decision on whether or not to use them or not. But if you do, of course, I'm an affiliate and it gives me some kickback, which helps me make more videos like this and supports my channel. Anyways, my name is Daniel and I will see you in the next video.